Man, Angelo got him some ass today, boy. Woo! That's Xander's favorite coach, too, man. I'm sure he's disappointed. Angelo, he was dropping haymakers, man. He came down like he was like Bruno Sammartino, or he's dropping them elbows like he's Roman Reigns, man. He's just coming down on his boy. I don't know. All right. Without further ado, we bring in the man who is Nick Sirianni's favorite media guy, my boy, Big Z, Zander Krause. How you doing, brother?
You trying to dub me something, aren't you, Sills? You're trying to dub me something so you can put me in a box, Sileo? Not happening. By the way, there were so many holes in that argument. It looked like a sponge. Every time I looked up at the screen, I saw a sponge, like a SpongeBob character. So many holes in that argument.
What was the biggest hole that you thought that you heard?
Well, I'll tell you. Everybody ought to go and re-listen to the Angelo Cataldi interview today. And you listen to the first 20 minutes, and then he gets to the end, and he actually admits that the logic doesn't really work. And how can he call him the worst coach ever when he's the most successful coach ever? Even Angelo had to admit it on his own segment, but the stenods listening will not pick up on this.
Oh, my
But
God.
I'm the Sirianni lover boy. Now, I'm just logical and consistent.
Oh, my God almighty. So, again, you believe that Nick and what Nick has done, you believe it's because of Nick and not what the organization has made for him.
You are doing everything you can to put me in this box.
Wait.
No, I think Nick Sirianni's a good coach. I haven't been convinced he's anything more than a good coach. I think Jalen Hurts is better than good quarterback. I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I think he's between good and great. All right, on any given Sunday, he can be great, super great, or good, or bad. Chargers game, but I think that's where he falls. I think you have a great general manager. I think you put it all together when the stars align for you. You add Saquon, you get these things, boom, and you have great success. But I'm not of the belief that you can have this type of success if one of those is as much of a lackey as people would make you believe. And that doesn't have to be about Sirianni. That can be about Jeffrey Lurie. It can be about Jalen Hurts. It can be about Nick Sirianni. I think everybody has a piece of the pie, man. I really do. And I have a hard time saying that Nick Sirianni blows. Dude, how many times have I told you he's not my style? He's not. He's a goof. I like this. I like not goofs. He's a goof.
I got it. But that question then leads to this. Has Nick Sirianni made it undesirable for assistant coaches to want to coach in Philly?
See, that's a good question. I mean, that I think the tough way to answer that, though, is it him or is it the organization?
Well, isn't he the face of that question?
He's the face of it, but it also predates him. Okay. I mean, you can look at the Doug Peterson era. I mean, that might have.
Well, that goes into what I've been telling you about. Is the reason they're winning because of Nick, or is it what has preceded Nick on how they set this landscape up with the owner and the GM? That's what Zander. I think it's a complex question on what Nick's and how much responsibility Nick. Like the question in New England is this: is it Brady or Belichick? The question in Philly, it's not Nick or Jalen. It's Nick, Jalen, or is it Howie? I mean, or is it Howie and the owner and everyone else is interchangeable? That's what's made Philadelphia more complex of a question to ask. And that's why I'm out here with Nick going, how much is Nick responsible for the winning? I mean, could those two go anywhere else and win? I don't think so. But can Howie and Jeffrey bring someone else in and win? They have. That's my problem with Nick.
Well, I think that's, a fair way to look at it. But remember, I don't think you're putting enough stock into the ego of the front office.
Probably not.
That front office makes Nick Sirianni's ego look like, as Bob Brown says in the chat, a barnacle on the side of the boat. All right. That thing is so. I don't know. Are we going to debate this fucking forever? Is Nick Sirianni a total step?
No.
Is Jalen Hurts a total step?
No.
Come on, man.
Well, wait. Do you believe that Nick Sirianni's made it undesirable to want to be an assistant coach?
No, I think Jeffrey Lurie's had a bigger impact in that department.
The owner has.
In specifically the question of desirability to work in Philly, 100% the owner has nothing to do with it. Stop. They blow people out of here.
Bring that up with John tomorrow. Will you do me a favor?
John says the same thing. This is John's number one take. That the owner doesn't have a lick of patience and he blows people out the second he doesn't think it looks perfect. He's been saying all summer they act like the 5-win Eagles. They're the 11-win Eagles that went to the playoffs.
I don't get it. Here's something else I don't get. I want you to help me out, Big Z. Parks Frazier, 34.
Oh, this guy's a stiff.
34. Sean Mannion, 33. Chris Cooper, who Angelo so rightly labeled a stiff. What the fuck's going on here, man?
I think Cooper's a stiff. I agree. I will say this. Angelo loves comments without the context. He brings up the 60 sacks. What he failed to mention is that they led the league in variations on their offensive line because they have so many injuries. Their starting 5-0 linemen played 80 snaps together all year. So they gave up a lot of sacks, there's no doubt. But, is that all on Chris Cooper? I don't know.
So let me think about something here, though. So the left guard is down in Bogota with fucking he's down there with the Escobar family doing back treatment.
He's Pablo Jurgens.
I think that was hilarious when I heard that today.
Pablo Jurgens. It wasn't Pablo Jurgens. It was something else.
You got a guy who's had 13 injuries on the left side. Then you got Lane Johnson who's missed, and yet somehow that football team won 11 games with Jeff Stoutland. And as you properly point out, they had the 9th best rushing attack. Okay, and
wait, real quick, all with a stiff head coach, right, and a stiff quarterback.
No, all with the Hall of Fame.
That's what the National Football Show will have you believe.
All with the Hall of Fame O-line coach that you made walk out the door for Chris Cooper.
The people are eating this up like it's a smoothie. It's unbelievable.
Chris Cooper replaces James Stanley. Holy shit, man. You got to be kidding me, man. Chris Cooper replaces Jeff Stoutland. That'll be the story of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Philly can make anything the story of the year, so I'm not going to say it won't be. But I think a bigger story is the players on the field. Are the players healthy? Is Jalen Hurts, running the ball, more? I just saw a comment in the chat of someone saying, well, Zander, if you think Jalen Hurts is good or great or whatever I said, and why don't you extend him? Well, that answer is very easy to me because Jalen Hurts is a specific skill set. And that skill set historically has not lasted as long as guys who play the position a different way. So I got to see it to make sure it's still there.
That's across the board in the NFL. That's not
100%. Yeah, that's not a Hurts thing. Pocket passers can play till they're 35, 40. Dual threats traditionally have not been able to do that, because of the beating that they take. So Jalen, is a unique player with a good skill set, but that's what I want to see before I extend him. I think that's a pretty easy answer there. But, I think it's more about the players this year, dude. Does Saquon Barkley get hit behind the line? Can Cam Jurgens use his stem cells from Medellin to make a block? Can Landon Dickerson get a break from his wife building the whole house and get healthy? I don't know. These are things I don't know. And will they be good next year? Will they play well next year?
Parks Frazier was the passing coordinator in Carolina when they benched Bryce Young.
And was he? Wait, was he? I didn't even know that.
He was the passing coordinator.
When they went to Dalton?
Yeah.
Is that right? They went to Dalton?
Yep. 23. I'm just curious here. And then
that guy's a stiff.
I don't get it, man.
I think they're disenfranchising the quarterback a little bit.
I do too. And that's where I'm going.
I don't think they're giving if you're the quarterback, you're
not helping him.
You don't have to love every hire. You don't have to feel great. You don't have to make the choice. You don't have to even weigh in with an opinion. But don't you want to somewhat feel inspired or confident by the hire? Oh, wow, look at good hire. Let's see what this guy can do. I don't think you're getting it.
Wait a minute.
If you're Jalen, think about it. You're Jalen Hurts. You're in Cancun or wherever the hell you are right now. With your Jordan phone case, and you pick up the call, from the organization, and they say, so we didn't hire you a new quarterback coach. What we actually did is we moved the passing game coordinator of our shitty passing attack last year, and now we made him the direct coach of your room. I'd be like, man, let me enjoy my mojito and hang up the phone. I don't feel good about that. That's not what I want to hear or feel.
Do you think this? Let's look at it, believe it or not, on a positive side. Do you think this is going to empower Hurts more to lead the direction of the offense more? He's the most experienced guy in the building. These guys, this is a frat house, dude. This is like a Sigma High. This is what you're looking at here. This is like a fraternity, 33, 34. Who's got the keg? This is like who's got the kegger? It's $5 a cup. I mean,
I used to run the $5 a cup in high school
too.
at the Edgeleys.
Me too. I did.
I used to drive down to Broad and Cumberland, North Philadelphia. Broad and Cumberland. The Jimmy Tips, his name was. He's closed down. Jimmy, I hope you're doing well, brother. Jimmy Tips, man. I used to take the subway from Girard Avenue down to Cumberland Avenue. I'd walk to Jimmy Tips. I'd put the thing in, order the kegs, take the call, go pick up the car, drive it, put the kegs in the back, and go and flip the cups. With some logos and 40s, Big Sil.
I worked at a place called TikTok Liquors. It was my secret job. So I'd go and get a keg for like $15, and because that's what they paid for it. And of course, I would charge $5 a cup. We put it in our dorm room.
Yeah. That's great. Especially getting it for $15.
Yep. Oh my God. It was totally. Hey, dude, speaking of cheap, how about Cam Jurgens here, man? Bro.
Yeah.
He ain't cheap. You concerned about this? Because
I am.
One of my topics here is, hey, bro, I think the biggest concern right now is not who you're going to bring in as edge, who you're going to draft. It's that old line, bro. I'm more concerned every day about the old line.
I agree. I think that's completely fair concern. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I was waiting to talk to you too, and I listened to some of your open on it, but should I feel more concerned or should I feel more optimistic on Cam after hearing that? Because I will say this, I've heard, I've told the story before that my mom has MS. She was diagnosed with MS on my 18th birthday. She's been battling that. She's handled it like a champ, and she's, really gone down the road of learning about her health and things, So one of the things though that I have heard her talk about was the power of stem cell treatment. Now, I've also heard her say it doesn't work for everybody.
No.
But I have heard the power of it, or at least the supposed power. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Believe me, I ain't that guy. All right, I dropped out of college. I wouldn't know. But is there some reason to feel some optimism? I don't know. Or is it just a sign that shit's not getting better in that back and he's looking for anything grasping at straws?
Here's what. So Mike Golick, you know who Mike is, obviously. So I get a call from him every now and then going, hey, in LA, they got a stem cell research lab, and I get asked to do stem cell stuff all the time from the NFL Players Association. You can go to Mexico, you can go to Arizona. There's certain places, Florida, they can do it as well. And sometimes it's cadavers, sometimes it's your own, sometimes it's live, And what they're doing, Xander, is this guy may have a disc problem, and he may have a nerve issue in his lower back. And what's happened is you got dead cells back there, which means you're trying to stimulate. This is last resort stuff. This is not, hey, this is not.
You're trying to get those cells healing or whatever. That's what it does, right?
You're trying to get them stimulated again.
Yeah, so they can heal themselves, basically. Yeah. Shit.
This tells me to tush push, and maybe that that tush push and all that stuff. It's affected this guy big time.
Yeah. I've been saying I'm concerned about Cam Jurgens since the end of the year. He was my number one concern on the O-line. He remains my number one concern on the O-line. And I was looking at his contract. It's actually not as hard to move as you would think for a freshly done deal.
Yeah, they just gave it to him last year.
Yeah, it was freshly done. There's no doubt. They just gave him the damn deal. But I was looking at it. I'll pull it up and see what you guys think of it. Let me pull it up. Shoot.
When does that money start kicking in?
I'm gonna pull it up here right in a second. All right, give me 1 sec. Cam Jurgens. All right, here we go. Let me pull it up here so the great people of JAKIB Nation can see what I'm looking at here. All right, here we go. We got Cam Jurgens. All right, 26 cap hits, 5 mil. 26 cash is 12. So if you go down here, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. All right. So if you come over here, you can see here, the dead cap hit this year is 21 mil. Now, if I were to hit the cut button and I look at post-June 1 release or trade, you're looking at
30.
If you traded on post-June 1, you have a 13 mil dead cap. Now, I don't know how to read this. 320 to – all right, so if you do it after March 20th, in between them with June, you're going to have a $42 million cap hit. If you do it before then, you have a $30 million cap hit. And that's probably because there's some sort of bonus that's going to hit, right?
Yeah, roster.
Yeah, the new league year roster bonus. So that's still not great. I thought it was a little better, to be honest with you.
That's a lot of money, dude. They're not going to do it, especially with pending deals with what they're going to do with AJ. By the way, that deal right there, man, that really, you have to draft. You're not signing free agent. Like people were asking me about Tyler Linderbaum. You can fucking forget that. You're not going down that lane at all. Moving him the right guard and bringing in Linderbaum. So what are you going to have? $140 million in 5 guys? That's not going to cut it, dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're this. You know what? Of all the deals,
let's see what it does. We can click this manage contract. Let's do post June. What do you want to do? Trade them or release them? We're just having fun. We're obviously not. They're not moving on from camp. But I just want to
release. Let's do release first.
Post June 1, right?
Yep.
See, I actually think pre is interesting because it might be before the contract. So if you do pre-June or post-June 1 release, you're looking at an $18 million cap hit still this year, I think, right? That's what this is showing here?
Yes.
Minus $13 million will be saved. So you'll lose $13 million.
Yep. Try pre.
Pre, yeah, you're losing even more, 27.
Yeah, right. Do
All
trade.
Right. Post June 1 trade, you're saving $1 million too, but you're probably incurring a bunch of dead caps. You got 25, 14, and 1, which makes up the $40 million.
Yep.
That's not that crazy though.
It's not. But AJ's the one, man.
You want to do AJ?
Let me do AJ. I want to see AJ because I got to tell you something, Xander. Outside of everybody in Philly, Armando Salguero was on with me this morning in Tampa. He says that's a foregone conclusion that AJ's gone.
Yeah, that's the talk around the league for sure.
He gets the money. Everyone gets the money. But everybody that's showing up at the combines this weekend, they believe AJ's gone. I'm not so sure.
See, this isn't.
Where are you on that? Where are you on that?
I think we're right in the middle, dude. I think the Eagles are smart enough to know they're not going to get better, but I also think they know he's probably done here. So, I think I think John's right. You probably got to convince him. And if it doesn't work, you're going to move him and take the hit. I mean, if you look at it here, June 1st designation, $45 million dead cap hit. Now, if you do post June 1 trade, which is what they would do. Remember, if they do that, though, they won't get the draft pick this year. The draft pick will be for 2027. So that's manageable, though. 16 and then 27 and then 7.
But wait, Zander. So you would get the draft pick in a year if Hurts bombs that you could potentially package a deal up. If Hurts bombs, you could
this dude's silly.
Hey, you could package a deal up to move up, right? To go get your boy Trinidad Chambliss.
Let's do post June 1 trade for AJ. $9 million saved, but you're taking on big old dead cap hits. 29 mil.
Then you'd have to draft a rookie wide receiver so that he'd be on a rookie contract. You're not paying a big wide out big money.
And he'd still give you a dead cap hit of 14 this year and 25 next year.
Man, that's big money, man. Now, if AJ wants out so bad, he can restructure his contract. Because to make it, if you really want out, remember what they did with Kevin Byard?
Yeah, right. Like if you really want out, dude, you're gonna have to give us some give, or you can whine and moan all year.
That's
We're
right.
not moving you.
Not moving you. I'm not killing my team and my salary cap because don't get your bat and ball in your ways. I'm not doing that, dude. Now, if you really want out, I'll help you out this way. You got to help us out. You got to make it feasible for us to move you. Right? When do you think that conversation, or do you think that's been had already?
I think that's probably been had with his agent, especially if I think Jeff McClain is a good reporter. I tend to believe the things that Jeff McClain puts out. I do too. He put out that AJ was basically did ask for a trade, and that happened in the year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, that happened multiple times. He said it happened in week 4.
You think that's why Jeffrey Lurie went to the practice and said, "Stop with the social media stuff. You keep it quiet, we'll make it happen."
Yeah, but I'm also of the belief that Jeffrey Lurie is actually more wired like AJ Brown than he is like anybody else in that room.
Okay.
Emotional, wants the passing game. I mean, that's kind of AJ. That's kind of Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey understood. Now, they probably did ask because they don't like bad publicity, even though they do a lot of things to get it. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, you're not going to get better. I mean, that's for sure. You're not getting any better.
Yeah, but you're going to get quieter. And you're not going to you're going to have people rowing in the same. Would you rather, Zander, would you rather have a team that's rowing in the same direction, or would you rather have one guy on an island that's kind of like rowing against the tide, where everybody's trying? Don't you think you'd have more success with people rowing in one direction than one guy trying to fight the direction? Because that's what I felt AJ was doing last year. I felt AJ was fighting against the tide, and I think it hurt you a couple times in games.
I do too. I think it did hurt him, but I still don't think you're going to get better.
Okay. You mentioned the O-line. If the O-line is a major concern, surely Barkley has to be then. Is that economically well spent money if you got a shitty O-line?
No, it's not. But I think they believe that the O-line will is still good. They just had a bad year. And I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, the biggest thing with the O-line to me right now is like you lost Jeff Stoutland. And I know I'm not even trying to turn this into like Jeff Stoutland's going to be the reason that you can't be good on offense, because I don't believe that. But I do think about specifically the offensive line, specifically that room, okay? When we used to draft O-linemen, I used to say, if that guy's a good player, he's going to be a good player in Philly. If he's not, then nobody can make him a good player. Look at Andre Dillard. Look at guys like that. He's not going to turn water to wine. But if there's a good player and the Eagles draft him, Jeff Stoutland's going to make him a good player. Just like Mekhi Becton, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Jordan Mailata. That's what I believed. Now, if they draft Caden Proctor in the first round, or they draft Caleb Lomu, the Utah kid, are they going to develop? I hope. I don't know. Right. How am I supposed to know?
Would you rely more on Jason Kelsey's opinion and elevate him more in a conversation? I'm not saying that Howie Roseman's going to make a decision based on what Jason Kelsey says. Jason Kelsey did, and Cam Jurgens, dude, he did. I know, look, it was by reputation on what he did in 24, how he got that Pro Bowl this year. But maybe you elevate that way, because this guy, Chris Cooper, I'm kind of concerned.
Me too. I just don't see
I don't see him getting someone better, do you?
Yeah, and coaching and playing is different. I mean, he was a good player, but he really hasn't had that much success as a coach.
Correct.
So, you know.
All right, I got a question for you here. Tell me if this makes sense to you. First, I'm going to go here. Why not, and I brought this up yesterday to you, why not go get Bradley Chubb? Why not get him? Pay him $13 million. You're saving $10 million. Give that $10 million to Kobe. Kick the can down the road on both Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter.
You can't kick it down the road on Davis anymore.
Why not?
Well, you want him to have free agency next year? You
just did the fifth-year option on him.
Yeah, so this is his fifth-year option this year. So after this year, he's unrestricted. Now, he could do a Bond and do a deal with you before, but if you wait till the fifth year, he's not. I mean, that's different than Bond. Bond was signed as a free agent on a cheap deal.
Can I tell you why I'm doing that? That I would risk that. Here's why. Now follow me here. I'm not going to sign Carter either, and I'm going to tell you this. I thought about this last night. You want me to motivate two guys in one stone here? Hey, I'll tell you what, Jordan Davis has pushed the gamut where it's conversation that I feel better on giving that guy a contract extension than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter shits the bed for a second year.
Yeah, right.
I feel more apt to give that guy to $26 million, $25 million and pay him on a 3-year contract. You concerned
with Jordan Davis post paying? Like
no. I could, as long as Clint Hurts there. No.
Okay.
Clint has no problem.
I'm not either, but the only reason I asked the question was, it's fair to point out that it took him until he was in his contract year to get in shape and play the position. Now, there's development. I get that. That's all part of it. I'm not saying he should have been this product in year one. I'm not saying that. But I don't know. So as you used to always say, and you're right about this, showing up in shape takes no talent.
Oh.
That doesn't matter whether you're the 7th round pick, a 1st round pick, or undrafted. You control that.
Yep.
That's a little concerning to me.
That's desire. Right. But I think Clint Hurts done a better job than Tracy Rocker. Okay. And I think he's done a way better job with both those men. But who would you have more of a concern with, Carter or Davis right now?
Well, it depends. Put the number on each and I'll tell you the answer.
Okay.
Did you hear what John's numbers were for Jordan?
30 and 25.
30 million for Jalen and 25 for Jordan?
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't hear my segment today. You want to take a stab at what John McMullen put the contract projection for Jordan Davis at?
$184 over 3.
What do you mean 184?
$184 million.
Over 3 years?
No, over 4.
For who?
For Jordan Davis.
Still, that's $40 million a year. $50 million.
No. 4 years. 4 years.
You're not doing your math right.
How much did Milton Williams get?
4 years, 104.
Okay, that one.
Or somewhere in that range.
4 years, 104. Milton Williams deal.
John put it at this. You're gonna crack up. 3 for 45 and 30 million guaranteed.
Where the fuck is he playing? 1992? No way.
I said that. Now let's take a look.
There's no way that guy
He's
signed up.
not a pass rusher. He's a run. And this is because I said to John, I'm like, John, you're off your run.
Okay, wait a minute. Is that guy in Dallas a pass rusher they gave 20 a year to?
Who, Osa?
Yeah. Is that guy a pass rusher?
Kinda.
Well, guess didn't he have 4.5 sacks, Davis, this last year? Well, who's Jordan Davis's comp? Is it Vita Vea?
He's $17 million.
Well, shit, what's he making now?
Ford is not as good as Jordan. He got $9 million last year a year. Another name John used is it Travis Jones?
Yes. Let me fucking take a look at this.
Go ahead. I'll pull it up. I'll do it with you.
Jordan Davis. Let me go into my NFLPA. Jordan Davis market value.
Travis Jones in Baltimore signed a 3-year, $40 million deal with an average annual salary of $13.5.
So you're telling me you think that 4 years, $82 million? That's kind of where I'm at.
What did you say?
4 years, 82.
That's rich.
That's 20 per.
20.5 per.
That's
John thinks that's egregious to go to 20 because you do not have to. Nobody's paying him that. Nobody. That's what John said. Now, John's not always right. Just take it for what you will. But he did have some good backup on in terms of when you don't rush the passer in the NFL.
It's true.
You don't get as much money. Edge rushers and pass rushing tackles will always get the most money. Chris Jones, that's why Jalen Carter is going to get paid. That's why Milton Williams got paid. That's why Morwood Jomo might get paid.
So here's what Jalen Carter's is being projected at. 4 years, $140 million.
So that's rich.
That's 35
per. Yeah, 35 per. That's like 37 per.
He's 24 years old
per year. That's a big contract, dude. I don't think Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is an awesome player. I do not think he's earned that yet.
5th-year option.
And I'm kind of guy who wants everybody to get as much money as possible because I get money.
Well, dude, that 5th-year option that you pick up on him, if you pick that up,
yeah,
it's going to be $27 million.
Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah.
I got to talk about that. Let me get that number.
That's going to be $27 million because the 5th-year option will be in 27 for him. And that's when that 5th year will kick in. So that's going to be $27 million. By the way, we'll read all your supers at the end of the segment. Hit the like button, guys. I don't know. Dude, why not? So would you sign one of those guys now?
I'd sign Jordan Davis now. If you said, let's say John's a little off. Let's say 3 years, 50. I'd write that right now. I'd write that deal right now. See, when I pushed back to John, I said, John, I think it's going to be closer 3 years, 55. So I'm more closer to you. Like I'm like just under 20.
Yeah, he's going to be a $17, $18 million a year.
I agree with you. I think 17, 18 is right in the number. But he's not going to be 25, 30.
No, absolutely not. He's not.
I think that's where you initially were with him.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'm here. Let me take a look at the stats on this guy, the guy who plays for the Cowboys.
Who, Osa Obidigizua or whatever his name is?
Okay, get this. This guy's making 20 a year. He had 3.5 sacks, and he had 44 tackles total. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at Davis.
Jordan's got better numbers than that.
Yeah, here's Davis's numbers this year. Jordan Davis had 72 total tackles and 4.5 sacks and 9 TFLs. To sit there and say that guy's not going to get 20, people are fucking smoking. You're going to get $13 million a year?
No, 15. But I tell you what. You know what Howie's response is going to be when his agent brings up that contract, right?
He don't play every down.
No, it's going to be – that's the Dallas Cowboys. They make a lot of dumb decisions.
Hey, and you know what he also is going to bring up? It took you a contract year to get your ass in shape because he's going to bring that line you brought up.
I agree.
Hey, what happened to the other 3 years? Dude, he had 72 tackles. I got to tell you, man, that's a fucking hell of a year.
Jordan Davis is a good player.
How he didn't make the Pro Bowl is ridiculous.
What's that?
How he didn't make the Pro Bowl is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, definitely. By the way, if he had made the Pro Bowl, he goes into a second tier. And do you know the reason that contract for Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter is higher? Because he was all pro. And he's second team all pro. That means that number goes up to 27, 29 million on that extension or that 5th-year option. Yep. Wrong player got designated with the Pro Bowl.
Right.
See, you're kind of in a bind with Carter. Say that again.
Made the Pro Bowl. We're running mocks on how to cut him.
I got another guy here for you. I want you to list. You know, I thought about
this. Real quick. All right, so you agree here. Jordan Davis, if the deal's 3 years, $55 million, you do it. That's around $17 a year.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that if I was him.
Okay, now wait. Now some crappy team that's trying to turn the organization around offers them 3 years, $63 million, which is $21 a year, and $42 million guaranteed. Do you match that offer or do you let him walk?
Like if I'm the Bucks, I got
Vita
Vea is 30-some years old now. I got to think about moving on from that guy. Is that my nose? Is that my run-stopping guy in the middle of my defense that I'll play 22? And I'll just move the money from Vita Vea to him? I mean, Vita Vea is getting long in the tooth, dude.
I know he is.
Or how about this one? How long before Dexter Lawrence starts getting long in the tooth and the Giants start going like this? Hey, I tell you what, you know what? You guy knows the division, and Dexter Lawrence, he's got to be 31.
Let me look up Dexter Lawrence. He's an interesting comp, too, for contract.
Yeah, that one psycho year he had 11 sacks. I mean.
4 year, 90 he got. So he got 23, I think 22 and a half a year.
How old is he?
Dexter is 28.
I thought he was young. I thought he was older.
Yeah, he's still young, man.
Yeah, he's still a young dude. Okay,
so he turned 28 in November too. He's still a little bit of a spring chicken, not fully, but he's a
No, I'm with you. Let me see Vita Vea here, because I'm looking for a market. Is there a market for him?
There definitely is.
Vita Vea is 31,
and he's making 17 a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 4 years, 71. Like I would redo that deal. I would do the Vita Vea deal for Jordan Davis right now. 4 years, $71 million. It's $17.75 million per year. And how much did he have it guaranteed? Oh, he only had $14 million guaranteed?
Yeah.
What?
That's why but the cap hits high on him.
See, well, how did he only get $14 million guaranteed?
I better check his agent. Hey, by the way, well, hang on. You want to know why agents are bad sometimes and why the Eagles are great? Take a look at Dak's contract and how much money he got guaranteed.
He got 34 total guaranteed, not 14 guaranteed at sign.
Well, that sounds reasonable then.
Yeah.
That's more.
Wait, what did you say? Check out who's guaranteed?
Check out Dak's guarantee.
Dak
how much he got up front?
He got a lot.
Not really. For the price,
they did, bro.
$90 million, right?
No.
114?
231.
He got a signing bonus of 231?
No, total guaranteed money had 231. It was a record.
Okay. What
$80 million signing bonus.
Yeah, okay. The $80 million.
That's a sign. That's it. Can you explain? Yeah, when they say signing bonus, does that mean literally paid right when you sign the deal?
You're not only getting this. That doesn't count your salary. So, like, he made like he made 60 and then 80. Now, depending
wait,
on
wait. They paid him $80 million and then 60 a year?
yes.
No.
Yes. That's not part. That's your signing bonus.
Wait. What? No way.
Wait a minute. Yes, it is.
No, because then Jalen Hurts would be making fucking $80 million a year.
No. Jalen's salary kicked in this year. The signing bonus was given to him when he signed the contract. If you remember right, he got the signing bonus and he was still on that old deal. This is the first year, right, where he's getting that salary of 50. Dak, you get 60, and then they probably paid it over quarters, 4 quarters of the year.
You know what's funny, man? We sit up here and talk about these contracts, and like we're so numb to it. It's like,
oh yeah,
I could use like $100 right now, like literally. Like I would literally have great benefit and great use for $100 right now. We're talking 231 million guaranteed. Holy shit.
Zander wants to go buy a case of ramen
I just did my fucking taxes all day. I'm sick to my stomach.
Hey, Zander wants to buy ramen noodles, a case of ramen noodles.
Oh my goodness. Dude. But,
hey, dude, I got a guy here for you. Here, listen. So I brought this up yesterday. How about adding Kyle Pitts to your offense? Hang on. Before you say no, you lose AJ. What's the number one thing that the Philadelphia Eagles struggle with? It's going across the middle of the field. If you look at Pitts' numbers, his rookie year, he had 1,000 yards. Last year, he almost had 1,000 yards and 88, and he's 25. He's 25 years old. He's been in the league 5 years. He's fucking a young kid still. And they were going through a transition with Michael Penix and with what to do with Kirk Cousins, right? It was a shit show. He's not a dominant blocker. However, he's a pass catcher. Him and Drake London were fucking good last year, dude, in that passing attack. They were pretty good. How about a guy like that to enhance the middle of the field? I mean, if you want to really be an elite quarterback, Zander, you said it about a month ago. You got to threaten the middle of the field. Can't be a guy throwing to the numbers only. What about him being at it? So you got Smitty, him, and you'd have another guy. If AJ's not there.
I think your theory is good, but my question would be, is it a false win? Like, that's not going to fix the skill set of the quarterback, right? You know what I mean? Like, in theory, you can get a player who's dominant in the middle. But if the vehicle to get him the ball in the middle of the field is still the same and it's not unchanged, which maybe it's not unchanged.
That's why you're hiring all these coaches, I thought, was to be able to create that you to be able to get the ball to him.
You would think, to some extent.
Somebody, I hear Yale in there going, what about blocking? Well, Yale, I don't think they're going to be a dominant team at the point of attack anymore. I think they're going to be more of a spread offense.
Yeah, they're going to be finesse.
It's going to be a finesse offense. Yeah. And isn't Kyle Pitts a finesse player?
Yeah, I hate this. East Coast.
Bro, you're going away from everything that made you great.
Philadelphia, bullies, O-line, run the football, ground and pound. Yeah.
Hey, Pitts by the way, Pitts was the 4th overall pick.
Is this our movie producer owner who wants to turn us into Los Angeles?
I think it's your owner who just really, I think this guy sits on a hot seat himself.
I think you're right.
I think he just
and maybe there's some good to that, you know. I don't think it's all criticism of it.
Now, is it sense of urgency or is it just?
That's what I mean. It's like one of those things. It's like you got to walk the line. It's a tight line to walk.
Man, what do you make of this whole shit with Harper going on? Bryce Harper.
He's like a little bit of a fucking buttercup.
Fucking really.
Like, dude, fucking go up there and play ball. Like, wait, you know what I think Bryce Harper wants? I think he still wants love for his big home run he hit in the NLCS like 4 years ago. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck about the home run in the NLCS 4 years ago anymore. Like, I don't really know. I mean, that team, I'm a little bit out on them. I'm not out on them because I love baseball, and it's one of my favorite things to watch.
Me too.
When the football season's over and I know I don't watch it the same way. It's a lot more, loose watching for me. I'll keep it on the TVs. Sorry, let me fucking mute this, man. Holy shit. But that team is,
man. Harper's in the wrong city to be moaning.
He's moaning, man.
Dude, you
Moaning
don't moan like that. Like you're being questioned because you fucking like.
Wait, you know what was crazy? That Angelo,
I couldn't believe Dave Dombrowski really didn't make a crazy comment. He had 275 and 27 homers. We need more from you. And he moaned over it like, I thought we kept everything behind. I'm like, bro, you did. I didn't know anything about Castellanos doing that shit on the bench, drinking beers.
Dude, that's what I'm about to bring up. Like, I know a lot of people listening, and I get it. At one point I was in your shoes, and it's a little different now because I do what I do. But I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, reporters are, this or that. They don't like them, and I get it, whatever. That's like what you want a reporter for, though. Like, how does nobody figure that out? And I do fear that we're reaching that point with the Eagles where all the smoke we consistently see, and most of the people covering the team tell me there's no smoke. I'm like, dude, I see it pouring out of the walls. There's smoke. No, don't look there. That's not smoke. Well, it's smoke. Same with the Phillies team. And there wasn't a single reporter covering that team that uncovered that. There used to be some really good Phillies reporters. That NBC guy, why am I blanking on his name, man? I feel bad because I shouldn't be blanking on his name. It's a brain fart by me.
The NBC.
Tim Salisbury. He would have reported that. Nobody's covering the team the right way.
No way. And the radio station
on the sidelines telling off the coach, and nobody reports it. It's all about dancing and how great the camaraderie is, and they're the greatest friends in the world in the locker room. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
I mean, if I were a Phillies diehard fan, I would be livid.
All right, I was just sent this on Jalen Carter and the comps. Entering year 4, Eagles DT Jalen Carter is now contract extension eligible. Carter is projected to land a 4-year worth between 120 and 140, likely averaging more than 30 per. The DT market has taken off the last couple of years. Here's a look at the highest paid DTs in the NFL. Chris Jones at 31.75, Milton Williams at 26, Zach Allen, who plays in Denver, is at 25.5. They signed him from Arizona. Nnamdi Mekupa, 24.5. And Alim McNeil, 24.2.
That's good.
One of the most disruptive players in the NFL turns 25 in April. Are his shoulders okay? That's one of the.
Wait, you remember the Alim McNeil story, right? As it relates to Philadelphia.
Wasn't there a guy they took?
Wait,
somebody wanted him. Wait. Who wanted Joe? Somebody wanted him.
Yes.
Tell me.
Yeah. Remember the famous Howie Roseman in the draft room where he was arguing with the guy Donahue?
Neil Donahue.
No, what's that guy's name?
Tom Donahue.
They were arguing. Donahue wanted Alim McNeil. Howie took guess who?
Jalen Reagor.
Milton Williams.
3rd
round pick. Donahue wanted Alim. Howie wanted Milton. Turns out they were both right.
Yep. They were both right. But you know what? Howie was right. More. You know why? Howie didn't have to pay big 1st-round money for the guy because he got him in the 3rd.
They were both 3rd rounders.
They were. I thought he.
Remember, Alim was available.
Wow, those 2 guys were 3rd rounders.
Both of them. Yep. Dude, when Milton Williams got drafted,
Louisiana Tech.
I remember doing the draft segments on the channel. I made all the graphics, so I would sit, back in 22 and 23 before I was on the air. I would sit in front of my TV on draft day, and I would wait for the pick for the Eagles. and I'd have all my graphics open. I would create the thumbnail, create the link for the show, and we'd go live instantly after the pick. I remember waiting there. I remember waiting there. Yeah, we had D-Gon who did our draft segments at the time.
Yep.
I remember waiting there, and they said Milton Williams, and I was like, "Who the hell is Milton Williams?" And I looked up Milton Williams, and basically no pictures came up of Milton Williams, and I'm like, "Who is this dude? They just took in the 3rd round," but turned out to be a damn good player.
Didn't he lead college football one year in sacks at Louisiana Tech? He had like 20. Dude, I think he led because I remember his name, Milton Williams.
Milton Williams is a flat out awesome player. He's an awesome player. He seems like an awesome dude, and just a great story.
I really like. Remember when we had Skip Holtz on? Skip Holtz coached him when Skip was the head coach at Louisiana Tech. So here, check this out. His college stats. I thought one year he led college football in sacks. He had like a monster. He had a monster. No, I'm wrong here.
No, you might be thinking of a different dude.
I am thinking of a different guy. Wow, look at this. They took him with marginal numbers. Yeah. 5.5, 4.5.
Yep.
Like he had 59 tackles, 44.
That's what I mean. There wasn't even like pictures of the guy online.
You're right, man. He is unassuming.
So
what do you make of Kyle Pitts? What'd you make of that? What I said?
I like what you said. I don't think it would work out as good as you said, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't think it'd work out as good as you said, but I like the player. I think you have a little bit of the concerns there. Like, is he another undisciplined dude? I don't know. Has he done everything to get the most out of his skill set? I'm not really sure of that answer. He's from around here. We pointed it out yesterday. Went to Archbishop Wood. So Abington too, 5 minutes away from me, Abington High School. Shout out to Abington. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's the right fit, and I think he's going to get paid a lot of money, probably more than he should.
Okay, Jake Elliott, what do you do this offseason?
Oh, I'm with you. Get rid of him. I mean, you're the bottom 5 kicker for 2 years in a row. How many more years do I need to see a bottom 5 kicker?
At $6 million.
It's a kicker. I mean, if the kicker can't make kicks anymore, then get a new guy who can make kicks. That's it. That's how I view kickers. I mean, if you're not good, I mean, I watched the Rams change their kicker in the middle of the year. People change kickers. If
and their special teams coach.
Huh?
And their special teams.
Yeah, and their special teams coach. That's right. Yeah. I don't know. Get rid of him. I'm done with him.
You gotta do something with him. All right. So will AJ be traded before the draft or after the draft?
After. It's got to be after because they got to do post June 1. What
if you trade him?
Remember, so
you're right. That's right. You don't get to pick this year.
If you designate the post June 1, the trade doesn't go through, which means you're not going to get the draft pick
until next year.
So you'd have to trade for a 20. That means you're projecting where the pick will be. So you can't get, all right, let's trade him for the 44th overall pick. You're trading for a second rounder. Now, maybe Howie likes that better. Howie might look at the teams and say, this team's going to suck, whatever. I don't know. Maybe he knows, but who knows?
I got between 7 and 9 wins. What do you have right now?
I got like 10 and
you got north of 10?
I got 10 or 11. I don't have 13 or 14. I got 10 or 11 right now. I don't even feel great about 12. I think 10 or 11.
What if they keep AJ and keep Goddard?
Yeah, then I'll feel like a 11 or 12 is a lot more possible. What I'm not going to do, though, is I'm not going to go – I think the lowest I could see myself going would be 9 wins here. I can't predict lower than 9 wins. They've never had less than that with Jalen and Nick.
Nope.
Even in year 1.
Yep.
When they started 2-5. They had 9 wins.
They went out a heater on the end of the year.
Yeah.
You still comfortable with O-line, with a new O-line coach? Or do you think that changes the dynamic that you got Chris Cooper as your O-line coach? Do you think they go somewhere else? Or do you think Howie's confident in his people to be able to still go O-line? Or if you sign Chubb to a contract, do you still go O-line? Is that more solidified that you go O-line? Or do you think, again, they go a different route maybe tight end at that 23rd pick.
I think it changes a lot, Sills, but I think the biggest change is forget the new guys for a second. Is the new style fit the guys they currently have? I'm not even talking about their injuries. Like, let's just assume that Landon and Cam come back healthy and Lane's going to play. Does the new style of offense fit? Those guys are, I mean, John's right about this. Landon Dickerson is a mauler. He is a physical mauler.
He's not a level guy.
A stretch arm blocking kind of guy.
He's not a level guy.
Yeah. And he doesn't, you're going to have him stretch blocking? I mean, come on.
No way.
So I think that's a bigger question there.
I think your tackles can do it.
Me too. I do too. Me too. I think they're well. I mean, Lane, I feel really good if he was 30, but Lane is older, dude. That's a lot.
I think Lane can do Lane's still a good athlete to do it. I think you maybe have to get him some help over there on the tight end position. That would help him. But again, Zander, I just don't know the style. How much are you going to drastically change the passing game to fit the more you go passing, the more you're getting away from Hurts. Like, don't you agree? Jalen's value on the market as just a drop back quarterback. He's half the player. He's not a $50 million a year guy.
I mean, in a vacuum, yeah, but I don't think that's how it'll be viewed. Like, in other words, if Jalen were on the open market right now, I think he'd have teams lined up. But that's because there's a lot of bad teams and a lot of quarterback-needy teams.
You know why I think they would be lined up?
The Jets are lining up for Kyler Murray, bro. Who'd you rather have, Kyler Murray or Jalen Hurts?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah,
you're right. Hey, but it's, you know what? I've rethought that question. Someone goes, would you rather have Jalen Hurts than a guy like Joe Burrow if you were starting a team? And I thought to myself, I went, wait a minute, from scratch? No. Well, wait. Okay, you're not going to have 5 great old linemen. And if I don't have Joe Burrow being able to move around and he's getting mauled back there, what's the point of having Joe Burrow?
On what team? If you're the Bengals.
I'm saying if I had to start building from scratch a quarterback, don't you want a quarterback that's elusive to be able to get away? Because you're not going to have 5 great old linemen. You're going to have stiffs up there, dude. Wouldn't you want a guy that's able to be mobile and get away? Makes more sense to me to have a guy that can get out. Well,
yeah, it's easier to flip a bad organization with a dual threat quarterback than a traditional.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's for sure true.
Joe Burrow on a new team is not a good proposition. How are you going to build around a guy? Listen, wait a minute, though. How are you going to build around a guy if you can't block for him? What's the point of having a 30-50? What's the point of having a $50 million O-line or a $50 million quarterback if you got a $2 O-line?
I think I'm still going to take Joe Burrow. Did you have to use Joe Burrow as an example?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to, you guys.
Use Sam Darnold, your new boyfriend, your Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. He came through for me, didn't he?
No Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't give a shit about that.
Nick Foles got that too. He got a Super Bowl MVP. Him and Jalen could go to night out for the boys there and show their Super Bowl MVPs, even though Nick Foles had a better game than Jalen.
Well, Jalen Hurts was the one they trotted out with Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Eli.
Yeah, and I saw Steve Young crop him out.
Steve also posted a video of him.
I did. I think he felt bad. I think Young felt bad because he cropped him out. But wait a minute. Watch this. Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. And it hurts. It's like, what doesn't fit? Who's the ugly chick? You love that dude, man. I give it to you. Jalen, you hang in there with him. It's all right.
I don't think I love him or I don't love him. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's brought a lot to the city. I can recognize that while also not sit here and act like he's does no wrong. I think he's got a skill set. When the skill set is accentuated and when he's put in a position to win, he is phenomenal. Is it perfect all the time? Hell no. Does it make for an ugly offense sometimes? Absolutely. Is it, maybe tough as a receiver to play with him? Sure. All those things can be true at once. But at the end of the day, there's an old line I used to love from a rap song. What the fuck is this line? Let me think of this. Something about as long as the outcome is income, all right? And the outcome is income, all right? The outcome, the output is laying up, is properly lining up with what the input is. So I can live with it.
Somebody, so I got this from somebody sent this to me. Why Eagles star is the most hated player in the NFL. And this is out of NJ.com. And there's a column here. Despite winning a Super Bowl last year and earning several other accolades during his career, Hurts is still labeled as some critics as a fraud or overrated. NFL legends Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson have some ideas. They don't like the way he does things, but he only does what they ask him to do. And there's a column here on him being one of the most hated men in the NFL. What's your takeaway on that?
Jalen Hurts is one of the most hated men.
Eagle News. This is on Bleeding Green Nation.
That's they're saying fan bases. That's because people are jealous of Jalen Hurts. That's a fact.
One study claims Jalen Hurts is the most hated player. And this was your boy, Brandon Lee Gouton.
Yeah, but they did like this big it's not him, that he just wrote about it. They did this big thing of like, I guess, where they polled like NFL fans on social media, basically. Yeah, people don't like Jalen Hurts because he's successful as shit. Pinch me if you've heard that before. Yeah, somebody achieves great success and a bunch of small minds don't like it.
But if you're looking at it that way, that's ridiculous. The jealousy stuff is stupid. I
agree with you. And I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying I think that is a portion of people.
That's not how I see the guy.
Dude, there's a Nick Saban quote that I absolutely.
Are you really people hate him because of what he's accomplished?
Dude, that's a tale as old as time. Hi, we're ready for the Nick Saban quote. One of my favorite quotes of all time from Nick Saban. High achievers hate mediocre people, and mediocre people hate high achievers. That is a fact of life.
I completely believe that Jalen Hurts is a complete overachiever.
100% he is.
And he's one of the greatest You could make the argument that he is probably the most he's one of the most overachieving players right now in today's NFL.
Dude, it's pretty. Look, me and you. One thing I love about our segment is we talk about everything. Like we get it all out. Every thought that you might have, we get out there, and I like that. Sometimes it causes me to look like I go back and forth, which is fine. I do. That's part of thinking. Well, because I do like that we lay out our thoughts. And one of the things that I do think is pretty freaking cool about this era of the Eagles and specifically Jalen is before Jalen ever had this success with the Super Bowl and the MVP, and I know maybe some people think, oh, it's gone in his head, whatever. He kind of told Philly that he was going to do this. And whether you believe it's him or not, that's not my point. He came in here and he put on a cape and said, get on, we're going to go and achieve great things. And we've had one Super Bowl in franchise history before he showed up. Obviously, the odds were against him. And to sit here a couple years later now, and like, all right, are we debating the team now? Absolutely. But we got one. Like, that's pretty dope. I respect that he was able to accomplish that goal with it being such a hard goal. I know we compare him to, people who are incredible, but that's pretty sick that we actually got one in Philly with Jalen.
Let me ask you if this goes down and why it's kind of reversed from Wentz. When Wentz first got here, he was beloved. People wanted him to be a star, and he was. When Jalen got here, he wasn't. He was a second-round dude. People hated the pick. And here's a guy that they looked at him and goes, is that the guy that was fired in Alabama? So he has had to overcome more. Is that correct? People like to change the narrative all of a sudden and say, well, they drafted him. Well, they never did. That's not true. You guys did not draft him to be your future. You drafted him to be a security blanket in case something happened.
Yeah, and he seized his opportunity.
Correct.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that's true, 100%.
By the way,
I think he's had to overcome a lot. I mean, I also, we'll give the full context too. I mean, I do think, and maybe this is a credit to him as a person, picking and choosing. I think he chose the right spot. I mean, he went to successful environments. He didn't go to places where he wanted to be the savior. He wanted to do it all. He went to Alabama. He said, let me go to, I need to get better at my quarterback skills. Let me go to Lincoln Riley. Now he didn't choose to come to the Eagles, but the Eagles have obviously done a good job at putting everything around him. So I don't know. He's had a good hand, but he's also seized every opportunity that's come his way, and he deserves a great deal of credit.
Is this fair to say about Hurts? Is that Jalen Hurts' abilities, they're overshadowed by his intangibles?
When you say overshadowed, what do you mean?
Well, he's not one of the more skilled players in the game at that position.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But his intangibles, in many ways, he fits in better when it – get this, you may say whatever you want. Lamar Jackson, you could say, I think he presses or panics. I think you can use either word. Hurts doesn't panic.
I don't see the mature and Lamar as compared to Jalen.
The mature knowledge of the game you don't see.
Not even knowledge of the game. I think when you are the leader of grown men, you have to have a mature ability to be the steady force or the steady, the tree trunk, I guess, if you will, of the unit. And there's different ways to do that. Tom Brady, in a way, did that. Like when Tom Brady ripped you at practice, you knew that it was for a very, very specific reason, and because he was trying to achieve greatness. I think some people don't, and that's fine, different personalities, but I don't see the leader in Lamar Jackson of let's get together and as men do what it takes to reach the promised land. Have the discipline, have the approach, have the focus, have the mentality. I think Jalen does check that shit. It's always been one of the things I've loved most about him. I mean, I've always admired that type of, dude who has discipline and great ability to achieve success and find it. And I think Jalen does have that. There's no doubt about it.
For me, talk is shit. Talk is cheap. And when I'm on the sidelines and my quarterback's getting banged up and hit and he's holding tight in the pocket and he's fucking a man in the pocket and he's leading my team, bro, I don't give a shit what he says. I'm following actions.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm following success because words are cheap, dude. People will say anything in a moment. But when you watch a guy fucking win a ball game, take off on a 3rd and 10, and you're going out there and you're moving the sticks, this is what makes me say this about your organization. Your fucking coaches get in the way of that all the time. I mean, I think the guy should be more successful.
Well, it's kind of a catch-22, though.
How many coordinators are you going to continually that are different? It's like bringing a new woman to him every day.
Yeah, but isn't it
what characteristics you're getting?
Here's the catch-22. And I, by the way, I don't disagree with you, but I would say this: like, you just said something about Jalen, and you said he's not the most skilled player in the world, and I agree with that. I think that's a fine assessment. I don't think that's being a hater. I think that's a fair assessment. He doesn't have the most quarterback skills of the quarterbacks. That's fair. I think most people would agree with that. So have the Eagles done a good job at getting out of him what you need when you don't have that skill, or have they limited him? Because there's a potential, Sills. If you don't have the inherent skill, right, you're never going to become Josh Allen or Joe Burrow if you don't have that skill set. So are we losing by trying to get to that point in the first place? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because what you're now
didn't develop them as much as they could have, but they turned it into great success.
So this is why you think there's more in another level, because you think they're going to try to pull something else out of him that he hasn't had pulled out of him before? Is that why you think this is more of an opportunity at being positive than negative? Is because this is maybe the first time they're going to ask him to carry the water? Because, bro, you're going to ask him to carry the water here. You're not, if you don't want him to run, you're asking him to do something completely different. And you're under the assumption, because listen, if they didn't think he could do it, they're not changing this radically, are they? I mean, I don't believe they're going to sabotage the season. Do you? I mean, they do a lot of things. They're not sabotaging.
I don't know what the Eagles are willing to do. And when I say that, I don't mean the players or the coach. I don't know. Like, if Jeffrey Lurie, if the report is true that Jeffrey Lurie wanted to fire Nick Sirianni at week 4 of last year, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Jeffrey Lurie was almost pissed off that Nick won because then he couldn't fire him. And I mean that. I don't know if that's true, but I could see it being true. So I don't know what Jeffrey Lurie would do. If he wants to fire Nick, I don't know. He might say, yeah, sure. Change the entire thing. Or you know what? He might even recommend it. I don't know.
But okay. Here's the last one. We'll read a couple supers here, guys. Hit the like button here. Okay. All that being said, then, why the meteoric change? If it doesn't work, everyone's fired next year. You're starting over again. You're going to bring new people in for Hurts again.
Yeah, did the owner want that? That's what I mean.
This is what you're doing. But this is what you're doing.
I think there's a small chance the owner might have wanted that. Give me an easy out on Sirianni.
So wait, you think it's either Hurts or Sirianni that he's doing this for?
No, I've already made this very clear what I believe. I do not believe for a second that the owner doesn't like Jalen Hurts. I don't. I think the owner loves Jalen Hurts. Do I think that he doesn't think, he doesn't see some of the, I'm sure he sees it. I think he's willing to live with it. That's what I think.
All right, let's read some of these supers here, man. Guys, I appreciate you. Please hit the like button.
Philip, what's up, Philip? Thanks for the supers, brother. I know you got a few in here today. We will get to them. He says, so within the next 2 years, if we pay Davis, Carter, and Phillips, it would amount to over $75 million, and not one of them is an elite pass rusher? Yeah, fuck no.
Yeah, fuck no. You won a Super Bowl with no pass rushers.
Jalen Carter can rush the passer.
He can. He can when he's motivated.
Jalen Phillips can rush the passer. He had good pressure rate last year. He didn't have great sack numbers, but he can rush the passer.
Wow, $30 million a year for that guy. Man. I'll slap my mom around.
Here's Philip. The word elite seems subjective. I wouldn't say Hurts is elite, but in your opinion, who are the guys that do qualify as elite? There can't be many, right?
No, wait. Are we talking about elite passers in the game? Because if we're talking elite passers.
No, I want to hear elite quarterbacks.
Stafford.
You can make an argument it's only 2 right now. Stafford and Mahomes. Now, people are going to hear that and say, that's crazy. But what I mean is, Allen is an elite talent. Is he an elite full package? I don't know.
No. Not full package here now.
He's reckless, dude. Like, he has turnovers and bad moment. Like, I'm sorry.
Bro,
look,
I think Purdy's better than Allen in the pocket.
Purdy's great in the pocket, dude. Purdy can play.
I think he's better. Allen is an overall better player, but Purdy's better in the pocket than him.
Maybe. That's why I said that. I do think Allen's a elite player, but elite is a big word. And to Philip, and to answer your question, I think you're right. It's a subjective word, but to me, it's rarefied air. To me, it's players that you don't come across often. It's players that are extremely hard to find.
Burrow's elite.
Burrow is 100% elite. But the reason I didn't put him there right now, and I would put him there, he's elite to me. But the injuries, I mean, he doesn't play enough, dude. And maybe that's because of Cincinnati for whatever you want to put it on. But you got to play, dude, to be elite. Like, if you're not there for the season, then my team doesn't have chances.
I'm trying to think of another guy in the pocket that Caleb Williams is far from it. 58%, we're not there.
No, there's nobody else.
You know who else is pretty good in the pocket? That kid Golf in Detroit's pretty good.
He's good in the pocket, but he's not an elite player. You're talking pocket. Pocket's good. He's a good player in the pocket. He's not an elite quarterback,
though. No. Boy, people are really taking a dog shit on fucking Drake. I mean, Drake, man. I think you're wrong, all of you.
I agree with you on that. I don't think he's out for the count. I think he's going to be good.
I think he had 70% completion percentage.
Yeah, he's a good player, dude. He's a good quarterback.
He's a good player. By the way, you think Houston should extend C.J. Stroud?
No, I think they should trade him. I've been saying that all offseason. Get rid of that guy. They had the best defense in football. That was, who remembers?
You know what, though? They had the worst offensive line, according to PFF and Pro Football this year.
Yeah, was that the offensive line or was some of that on the quarterback,
Holding the ball too long.
Who looked like he was seeing ghosts and he had freaking, Tweety birds going around his head sometimes in that pocket.
Man,
when the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles earlier this year, he spoke. Very rare does he speak during the season, but he spoke during the season this year. Does anybody remember the comments that he made? We have a championship defense, he said. And what did he say about the offense? Whatever, offense is figuring it out. Houston, that was a championship defense. Now, Eagles were a great defense. That Houston defense was a championship defense. C.J. Stroud is the reason that team didn't win in the playoffs.
270 a game they were only giving up.
C.J. Stroud stinks.
Man, I got to tell you.
He stinks.
I'm going to tell you that kid, Will Anderson, in 2 years, he's going to be better than Michael Parsons.
Who?
That Will Anderson kid.
That's a big one. That's a big claim, but I can see it.
He plays the rest better.
Let's get to the rest of these. Here's Mikey. What up, Mikey Shreds? I think this might be our last one, actually. I'll land a couple today. Mikey says, makes sense if you don't have a $40 million edge. I don't know what you're referring to, but
Mikey, I'm not paying big time money for an edge like a guy like Max Crosby, $35 million. When I could do this, I could sign Chubb for $12 million, give the other 10 to Jakobi and say to Jakobi, guess what I'm doing, Zander? Next year, you're going to take over for Bond. I'm moving off of Bond after next year. And I'm putting Dean in there. And I'm signing the 2 tackles in front of Dean.
I told you this. I wouldn't let Jakobi Dean walk. No way.
Well, if I could get him for 12 or 11, I won't. But if his agent's going to go like this guy's going to get $15 million in the open market. He's going to be in Tampa.
In my world, we call that the cost of doing business. You want to be in the game or you want to be on the sideline? You want to be in the game, you got to have the cost of doing business.
That's for damn sure, man. Big Z, show's kicking ass, man. I keep watching it each and every single morning, man. What's that?
As I get back to my effing taxes, my longtime account's got pneumonia. He's in his 80s. I had to find a new account this year. He said he kicked the bucket on me. He said you might want to call somebody else this year.
I heard you hired Roseman and Associates. Is that true?
Oh yeah, one of the best. One of the best accountants out there.
Big Z, I appreciate you, bro. See you in the morning.
All right, dude. See you later.
You got it. That is Zander Krause. All right, let me pay some bills too. Our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America, for a reason. It is because they win with over $30 billion recovered. My friends, this is the easiest choice you'll ever make. There is no firm like Morgan & Morgan. That's right. Like the family in Florida was initially offered $350K. They ended up getting back like $12 million. Or the family right here in Pennsylvania, $650K they were offered, and they ended up getting $26 million. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sills or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sill sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
All right, guys, we appreciate you very much. Battle Royale, we will do that tomorrow. As always, that'll be with us at 4:30. We will see you then. 2 to 6 tomorrow. We'll catch you on the flip side.